This week on Charger Bulletin News, like so much, right here on Charger Bulletin News. Hey there, my name is Emily Lavoie, and you're watching the Satire Edition of Charger Bulletin News.
And I'm Eljano Khalees, aka Miles Morales, aka Spider-Man, aka your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. We're going to swing right into some of the most important topics to date on the Satire episode.
Did we mention this is satire?
I think we did. This is satire, by the way.
The university community is excited to announce the introduction of our new mascot. If you've been paying close attention to the banners around campus, you may have noticed they now read our fresh school slogan. With a new perspective on what it means to be a Charger, our campus community is uniting over the new meaning of being a phone charger. While this does come at a tragic loss of our beloved Charlie, it's important to embrace our school spirit and always remember to power on.
An email has recently been sent out to all students regarding the 2024 graduation. This ceremony will now be held in the University of New Haven campus. Students are taking this information with excitement, as they will no longer have to drive all the way down to Bridgeport, where they would walk across an actual stage. The whereabouts of this new event location is still unknown, as no campus building or field has the capacity to hold all undergrad students and their honored guests. The challenge of figuring this out is just more proof as to the integrity and determination of the school's cost-saving efforts. Whether the reason for this new location is to save money or because somebody forgot to book the amphitheater, or it's actually to allow students to celebrate where they made all their expensive memories. It is safe to say the 2024 graduation ceremony is going to be one to remember.
Steven, give me 1 second. Yep, I love you. Okay. Now, don't worry, it's time for sports. We're gonna head to Emmanuel and hear all about it.
Hello and welcome back to the Charger Sports Report. My name is Emmanuel Giordone. Let's get into it. This past week, many of our Charger sports programs closed out regular season play. Women's soccer hit the road to face Franklin Pierce and Ravens in a Northeast 10 conference matchup. The Chargers came out strong, ending the first half with 1-0 lead after freshman Janai Body scored her second goal of the season. However, the Ravens came back even stronger in the second half, scoring 2 goals, leaving the Chargers with a 2-1 loss on the road. Back home on Saturday, the team then faced the College of St. Rose in another NE10 matchup to close out the regular season. It was another tough loss for the program, with the final score being 4-0. A strong first half performance from the Chargers was not enough to golf off the Golden Knights, who scored 3 goals in the second half. Men's soccer also closed out the regular season this week. First of a non-conference matchup against Mercy College on senior night, the team pulled off with a 1-0 win, with senior Sean Lane Turnbull scoring his second goal of the season to lead the Chargers to victory. Later that week, they faced St. Michael's College in an NE10 conference matchup to end the regular season. The final score was 1-0 in favor of the Purple Knight, putting the program at the final record of 6-7-2. Women's volleyball has been strong this season, remaining undefeated through their games this past Halloween weekend against Bentley University and Franklin Pierce University until the Halloween matchup against the Adelphi University Panthers. The Chargers fell just short of a win in the first 2 sets, and the Panthers pulled far ahead in the third, making the final score 0-3. Football pulled out a big win this weekend to end back on top of the conference with the 25-14 win against Assumption University. 2 late touchdowns by graduate student Dev Holmes and graduate student Dalen Meriden, with 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter, helped the Chargers defeat the Greyhounds, knocking them to seed 4 in the league and pushing the Chargers to #1 spot, keeping their postseason hopes alive. The Chargers are back in the blue in 2 weeks on November 11th to face Bentley. Now we're going to throw it back to those two at the desk. Tell us what's next, Kaylee.
Am I on? Oh, my fault. Okay. You know what's scarier than Halloween weekend? Registration. Yeah, it's that time again. And we're going to tell you all about it. Danielle has more on it. Don't you, Danielle?
You know what, Khalees? I'd love to. But first, is it hot in here or is it just me? Oh, Anyway, I'm Danielle Catalano, and it's that time of year again to begin registering for your spring 2024 classes. Registration begins on November 6th with seniors, special population on November 7th, juniors on November 9th, sophomores on November 14th, and first years on November 16th. All registration sessions open at 7 a.m. Students with questions or concerns about registration or their schedule should reach out to their advisors or attend the Center for Student Success's information session on November 2nd at 9 a.m. or 2 p.m. Students can also get help anytime, including on registration days, by reaching out to the registrar's office at registrar@newhaven.edu or by calling 203-932-7309. Last week, the Music Industry Club hosted their Monster Mash Halloween concert. Attendees were encouraged to wear costumes but got to enjoy the music regardless. Included in the set list were Elephant Sound Machine, Sarah Sarkowski, RDL, Tape Ministry, and No Rush. All of the groups showed up decked out in their best Halloween costumes and played some festive music for the holiday, as well as some originals. This was the first Monster Mash concert the Music Industry Club hosted, but it's far from their first concert overall. Ranging from small events such as coffee houses in the Sheffield Gazebo to concerts in the Quad, Music Industry Club is constantly putting on concerts and giving a voice to smaller, student-run bands. Casey Erickson, the head of live music for Mike, said that most of the groups this year performed were ones that have never played before and were a new voice for all listeners. For more information about concerts and events hosted by Mike, visit the Music Industry Club page on Charger Connection. Now we head to Wanda Maximoff and get me out of this fire. What's new in the world of entertainment this week, Wanda?
Thanks, guys, and welcome back to Entertainment. I'm Wanda Maximoff, aka the Scarlet Witch, and let's get into this week's stories. Right on time for Halloween, the Five Nights at Freddy's film was released last Friday, October 27th. The movie is based on the corresponding video game originally created by Scott Cawthon. The film was directed by Emma Tammy and features stars like Josh Hutcherson, Elizabeth Lail, and Matthew Lillard. Prior to its release, the film was rumored to have a 3-hour runtime. This was proven to be incorrect as the film has an actual runtime of 1 hour and 50 minutes. While only speculation, this may be due to the removal of footage that included excessive gore. While this has received positive feedback, there has also been some pretty serious backlash, receiving a score of 29 on Rotten Tomatoes. The mixed reviews have not stopped the popularity following the film. What do you think? Are you planning on viewing this highly anticipated film? On a much heavier note, the nation is mourning the loss of heavily loved household name Matthew Perry, who is most commonly known for his role as Chandler Bing in the hit sitcom Friends. He was found unresponsive in his hot tub around 4 p.m. on Saturday, October 28th. While the cause of his death is still under investigation, the Los Angeles police stated there were no obvious signs of trauma. Due to Perry's past struggles with addiction, there is talk of a potential toxicology screening that may be occurring. The experts involved warned the press that an investigation of that extent may take weeks or even months to conclude. Our hearts are deeply saddened by this loss. Now I'm sure Emily has more to say over at the desk, so let's head back to her to wrap up the show.
Keeping on theme with our school spirit, the extremely popular alumni skunk family have been making their rounds around campus. Members of the Charger community have spotted and smelt these celebrities all over main campus since the beginning of this semester. After reaching out to the skunky family, we are excited to announce that they will be staying with us for the rest of the semester. If you find yourself encountering these alum, ensure to keep a reasonable distance as they're very particular about their personal space, but they're no stranger to a good photo.
In other recent news, a fallen army of dead birds have risen in the Celentano parking lot. Eyewitness accounts are saying these birds are angry at the, quote, trickery and blatant disrespect, end quote, of the university engineers when designing the back wall of Celentano, where most of these deaths took place. The birds are currently protesting for big signs that say, quote, window right here, end quote. Campus officials are baffled at the events unfolding and have reached out to campus alum, the skunk family, for support. No word has been heard from them thus far. We will continue to provide updates at the campus community as further information is released.
That's all the time we have for this week for our special Halloween episode.
You can check out the latest Charger Bulletin newspaper on Charger Bulletin chargerbulletinnewspaper.com or in newsstands around campus.
Stay up to date by following us on social media at Charger Bulletin.
Check out our link tree for access to the Horseshoe magazine.
Thanks for joining us. My name is Emily Lavoie.
And my name is Khalees, aka Aljano Khalees, aka Miles Morales, aka Spider-Man, aka your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. See you next week on Charger Bulletin, another episode of Charger Bulletin News. This week on Charger Bulletin News, the university community says goodbye to a longtime mascot and university alumni become local celebrities. And later, football takes a win against Assumption. The Five Nights at Freddy movie makes its debut the week before Halloween, and Music Industry Club hosted their Monster Mash Halloween show right here on Charger Bulletin News.